Alright, what's up, guys? My name is Joseph Hall. I'm here to tell you guys a story. It's a story time here in Flagstaff. It's about 7 o'clock. It's a pretty good time for a story. So, there is a story takes me back to about senior year. Summer, just graduated high school, and I was talking with my friends, and we decided to get together and just spend some time, before we all leave, because we have really grown close with each other throughout high school. And so we all met up at my friend Alec Roberts' house. We all call him Roberts. So we met up at Roberts' house, and he has a pool, jacuzzi. So a couple hours, just went swimming, chilled, talk, kind of bonded even more like we always do. And my friends Brian, James, Noji, Jared, and myself, we all showed up at Robert's house. Went swimming for a couple hours, chilled, talked. And around 1 in the morning, we all got pretty hungry. So we were like, hey, let's go hit up In-N-Out, because that's what was open at the time. And my friend Roberts, he took his mom's car, which is a convertible Mercedes. And I sat in the back seat, in the back row. And I just remember when we hit the freeway, there was nobody on the freeway. So it was like open season. I'm just sitting there just like this, just on the back, and just have my hair going crazy, wind going through it, That was just so much fun. Friend Roberts blasting his music. And so we get to In-N-Out, and I just remember ordering, and it was so funny because we ordered, and then we sat at a table, but there were less seats than there were people, so it kept moving to a bunch of tables all throughout In-N-Out, seeing who would get a seat and who would have to sit at the table next to us with this little gap in between. And so when and then finally, and my friend Robert's younger brother Dylan, he joined us. So there was 6, 7 people that we had, and we're all eating our food. We get our food, sit down, we're all eating, and we see this one car pull up because the headlight flashed us right through the windows. And my friend and Dylan, he remembered those girls that got out the car. Yeah, there were 3 girls that got out the car. He remembered each one of them, and he was like, "Oh, crap, I gotta go." And so he sprinted right into the bathroom, and we were looking at ourselves like, what just happened? So we walk in, or we see the 3 girls walk in, and we're like, oh, okay, Dylan must know those girls somehow, So finally, we told Dylan that the girls left, because we like to pull pranks on each other. So we told him that the girls left, they were gone. And so he finally came out of the bathroom, and they just ordered, so they were kind of sitting in the corner where you couldn't see them. So, to make jokes, to make fun of Dylan, we would purposely get up and refill our drink even though it was full. And we would just scream across In-N-Out. We'd be like, "Hey, man, I really love Coca-Cola. Dylan Roberts, do you want a Coca-Cola?" And we'd see all the employees look at us, and we just we would come up with some excuse to scream Dylan Roberts, because he told us that he knew the girls that came in, and that was the funniest thing. So, he told us, my friend Brian would go get ketchup, and he'd be like, "Hey, Dylan Roberts, do you want some more ketchup?" And then finally, the girls came up to us and were like, "Wait, you know Dylan Roberts?" We were like, "Yeah, how do you know Dylan Roberts?" And the 3 girls said they all went to middle school with him. And so we were like, "Oh, you're talking about this Dylan Roberts," and dragged him in front of the girls. And finally, they're like, "Oh yeah, we do." And then it was just funny because my friend Noji, he stepped in. Noji's kind of like a player, and so he pushes Dylan aside. It's okay, ladies, you got to choose between me and Dylan. Who do you think is best looking? And I'm just off in the corner. I'm like, "Noji, you really just said that." And he was completely he was sticking to that, and we're like, "Dude, that's nice." And then when we came home, or the girls left because they took their food to go. And then Dylan was kind of punching us because he was kind of pissed. It was funny. And then, drove home, drove back to my friend Robert's house. And then kind of ate in and out, chilled, watched Criminal Minds. And then we all just really knocked out for the night. But it was funny because, it's memories that we make and that I get to make and remember. Even though, they're not with me here in Flagstaff. All of them stayed in California. So it's always a pleasure going back home and seeing them. And being able to be like, hey, remember when we did that? Talked about this memory and that. So, but yeah, that was, that was my story for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll hit y'all later. Good night.